And here we are, back again. If you thought we was going anywhere, you better tell a friend that Rise Up is back in the house. Mr. Rise Up for the ONYXCON Sports Talk. Yeah. That's right, baby. That's right. What's up, my brother?
All good in the hood, bro. Good to be on with you, man. Looking for some good football today, man.
It's a major day, man. This is what? This is, what's the day? This is December.
Week 13.
Week 13 of NFL, December, Sunday, 4th. Oh, my gosh. Wow. So we got sports for college sports. We got the college football playoff. This is the final, right?
Yeah, well, not just yet. So
okay.
Yesterday was conference championship day.
There we go.
So
okay.
Georgia handled business, beat LSU 50-30, and the final rankings are out. So they're 1, Michigan is 2, TCU is 3. And Ohio State is 4, so that's going to be 2 good games.
TCU's up in that move?
Oh, yeah. TCU was undefeated before yesterday. They won the Big 12. Big 12 regular season, but they, so again, they lost. But
now that's Texas Christian University, right? If I remember right.
Correct. Yep.
Now they're the Horned
Frogs. Yep.
Let me tell you, I love that mascot. So this is the casual sports fan talking again. Y'all know I'm gonna give you the style and the mascot report and what is fashionable and flavor. I always like their colors with the purple and the red and the silver accent. And man, they got better and better with that over the years. I noticed they had all these alternate, just like the Ducks, like their jerseys. They have everything got more flavor. They got the metallic joint. They got the one with the frog. I rock their stuff. I love it.
Same here. I love that purple. You should have seen the game yesterday though, because Kansas State is also white and purple and silver. So it was hard to distinguish between the two. Although TCU was wearing their black jerseys because they were the home team. So
dope. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. Speaking of dope jerseys and amazing teams that almost still made history, but almost had the absolute championship, I gotta shout out Samoa for rugby, because Samoa beat Tonga to get to the championship against Australia, but Australia beat them. And I mean, for me, what I saw was the original haka at the beginning, the display, the warrior dance at the beginning of the Tonga Samoa game, and that's what got me intrigued. Like, wait a minute, what is this? Because I've seen a lot of teams go up against each other. It's usually one Polynesian culture versus somebody else, but to see 2 Polynesian groups, both of them doing their haka, man, that's dope. If you ain't seen that, that's amazing. So by the time it got to them versus Australia, like I said, even though Australia won, if you see the beginning, you can tell that haka does what it does. But they was standing strong, but they were looking a little bit shook, like, oh gosh, I hope we can win.
I had to peep it. I did not see any of it, but I love their culture and traditions. I look forward to seeing if y'all know you're gonna post a jersey. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, man, I gotta get one because they got some amazing jerseys. All right, but them and Tonga, I'd like to wear both of them honorably, for real.
Yes, sir.
So tell us what's good for the NFL. What's your picks and why?
Falcons, Steelers.
All right.
Falcons have been taking it on the chin. However, today is a dub. Steelers are rebuilding. Rookie quarterback. TJ Watt is just back from the pec injury, and so I expect the Falcons to handle business. I don't think they're going really anywhere this season because they've lost too many winnable games, but today is a dub in Mercedes.
Okay, we're going to get that win. I love it. Who else you got? What's going on?
Packers, Bears ought to be a good one. I picked the Packers a couple because the Bears are 3-9, the Packers are 4-8, so they're almost experiencing a lost season too. So
they both just want to say something before it's over.
Yep, and you know what? I'm gonna actually pick the Bears in an upset because I'm real big on Justin Fields. He's been playing out of his mind. They've been close and competitive in almost every game, but just haven't been winning them. Today, I think they pull it out at home. I think he runs roughshod through that Packers defense.
I run with the Bears too, strictly because my man. You got so many characters. I'm trying to remember his straight up name, but you know the comedian, the chubby. What did my man say? Who used to be a bear? Who's a comedian?
Oh no, you talking about Spice Adams? That's my dog. He's hilarious. He's
Spice
hilarious.
Adams, dude. Brother. And a great actor too, not just
fantastic. Great, he has great comic timing.
Speaking as a thespian, man, I gotta give him his props all the way. He's just like that brother. Whenever the Bears win or lose, because he used to play for them, like I say, he gonna say something or do something. So I'd love for them to get the dub just to see what he gonna do on Instagram.
Me too, and I want Justin Starr to continue to ascend. Next up, we got Jaguars and Lions in Detroit. I'll take the Lions, maybe in a slight upset. Jamal Williams, the running back, leads the NFL with 13 rushing touchdowns, and I expect him to handle business. Lions defense has not shown up to the proceedings, right? They have not been effective. However, I don't expect the Jags offense to be able to put too much pressure on them. So I'll go Detroit in a close one at home.
Now, answer me this before we go past that, because I didn't understand when I heard that the Ravens lost to the Jags. I mean, I respect the Jags. They got family in Jacksonville, but I'm rocking with the Ravens. How in the hell did that happen?
So it was a very close game, and it was in Jacksonville, right? They won 28-27. So, the Jags went for 2 late converted. Justin Tucker, who's the best kicker in the league and potentially the best in NFL history, missed an impossible 67-yard. But, I mean, he's connected on 60-plus yard field goal. So, again, it was nip and tuck. Ravens have not been capitalizing on late game opportunities to win. So, they've let a couple slip away. They covering their matchup real quick. They have the Broncos at home.
I was about to say, I'm looking at it now. I was about to ask you about that.
That's a sure dub. Broncos can't score. Their defense does a serviceable job of stopping other teams from scoring, but they can't really score, so they can't put pressure on the Baltimore defense, and they got nothing for Lamar. And Lamar is PO'd, right? He's coming off those that unfortunate tweet you and I talked about yesterday. A lot of criticism and hand wringing about his contract situation, which is no one else's business. Okay, but I expect him to play, mad with controlled focus. So that's a Ravens dub.
There it is. Shout out to the man, number 8. What about Cleveland versus Houston? What you thinking?
Cleveland all day. So the Texans easily the worst team, if not the worst franchise in football. And this is Deshaun Watson's season debut. He just completed his 11-game suspension, and is in Houston against his former team. So that's going to be revved up. All of his accusers and their attorney are going to be in the box, to remind him of what was. But listen, Deshaun has been off the football field for, I think it's 700 days exactly. The man can ball. We just haven't seen it in a while. So we're going to see it today. So
many politics, I tell you, I swear. Mr. Rise Up gonna give y'all the real, I told y'all. All right, what about the Jets versus the Vikings?
Vikings in the close one at home.
That's why I said Vikings, like that Vikings, because I done heard it all about them, boy. They the truth this year.
Well, and there goes that purple again, right? Which, you talk about uniforms, we can cover that all day. But, Jets, a good football team. I don't know that they travel particularly well. They're going through a little bit of QB snafu. Mike White started last week, played phenomenal for the bench, Zach Wilson. And as far as I know, Mike White is starting again this week. Vikings are a good football team. They got smacked, I believe it was on Thanksgiving, by the Cowboys. But outside of that, or actually it may have been a week prior, but anyway, outside of that, really strong football team. They can score. They have a great special teams return game. So them in a close one over the Jets.
Okay, Washington versus the Giants, New York.
Ooh, that's going to be close. That's going to be close. I might almost take the Commanders in a slight upset on the road because they have the momentum. They've been playing great. Great win and an unfortunate loss last week for the Falcons up in Washington. But the Commanders have turned it around. They got Heineke starting. They went into Philly and beat Philly about 3 weeks ago, which was Philly's first loss on the season, right?
I heard about that. You talk about another what the hell. I'm like...
Well, again... Yeah. Commanders don't have the best talent, and their organization is a mess, which we've talked about. But Ron Rivera, super solid football coach, and he gets them ready to play. He gets them emotionally at the right pitch to take the field, and that's what From there, it's just the talent, or the players take care of it. But to get them ready to play, Riverboat Ron does a great job. Giants are a little banged up. Their passing game is not great. It's Saquon Barkley, their running back, has not been performing as well as he did the first few weeks of the season, so they've been taking it on the chin a little bit. I'll take the Commanders in a squeaker on the road, slight upset.
There it is. Let's talk about Philly versus Tennessee. I'm with the Eagles because I just want to see them do it. Yeah.
Philly, again, Titans a good ball club. Since Vrabel has coached them, they've been relevant. They've been in They have both been the number one seed in the AFC and upset the number one seed in the AFC in the playoffs. So they always come again ready to play. They've lost A.J. Brown, which is their star receiver, who is on Philly now. So this is his, not really homecoming because it's in Philly, but this is his first game against his former team, and he's an absolute stud. But yet and still, they have Derrick Henry and a solid defense and are well coached, so they always have a chance. But I'm going to take Philly. Yeah. Philly's clicking on all cylinders. You're probably talking about the Super Bowl favorite out of the NFC. So
I'm with him, man. It's like I say, I do the casual thing. So I got fam up there, good friends. They were upset with the World Series. I was like, hey, let Houston have it, man. We got a black coach made history. So now maybe y'all can do this, and I'll be proud of you. Let's go. Nobody
expected the Phillies to be in the World Series anyway. They were playing with house money.
Ooh, how about that? He said it. I didn't.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No, taking nothing away from them. They played fantastic.
I know how crazy Philly fans are.
No. I work with a ton of them. We go back and forth all the time. Interim manager, they caught fire like the Braves did last year. They just did. Houston had superior talent. So anyway, Philly today is a bit of redemption.
There it is. LA versus Seahawks.
Geno Smith balling.
Y'all might notice the way I say these things. Oh, dang. What happened? How'd that happen?
Injuries and the Super Bowl hangover, right? Yeah. You don't have Odell, not effective throwing the ball. Cooper Kupp is hurt. No running game. List goes on and on, brother. But again, they pushed all their chips to the middle, won the Super Bowl. You won the World Series of football. So
straight up.
Again, all worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Miami versus San Francisco.
Super tight. This one's a pick'em and probably the best game of the day. And you got some interesting subplots happening here. Mike McDaniel, who's the Dolphins coach, we talked about him before. Phenomenal young coach, relates well to these players. Offensive guy, dialed in, super buttoned up. He's out of the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, so he's going against his mentor today, which again, 49ers, also no joke. They have smacked some teams in the mouth and couldn't do it again today. So you got a interesting clash of styles. Both have offenses that can score. Both have defenses that can stop the opposing team's offense. So straight up pick them.
Head to head, I love it. How about KC versus Cincinnati?
KC in a Super Bowl, some redemption and revenge for actually last year's AFC Championship game. Lost. They had the Bengals dead to rights down 21-3. Cincinnati came back and stole their ticket to the Super Bowl. So Mahomes is balling. Kelsey again, generational tight end. Bengals are good. I think they finally get Jamar Chase back this week, but it ain't gonna be enough. Chiefs.
There it is. Raiders versus Chargers,
and we've talked about them before. They've underachieved relative to their talent. They have had some injuries on both sides of the ball. Raiders, disappointing ball club. New coach, should be a new approach, and they have not shown up. You got Devontae Adams, for God's sake, maybe the best wide receiver in the league, and aren't finishing games. Just poorly prepared and poor execution. So I'm gonna take the Chargers in Vegas.
There it is. Indianapolis versus Dallas.
Cowboys, baby. So, Jeff Saturday has actually impressed me. He's the interim Colts coach, which his only other coaching experience was in high school. Jeff Saturday was a very good analyst, and he was Peyton Manning's center, so he was an awesome offensive lineman. Zero qualifications to be an NFL head coach, and I mean zero. Okay. That said, they have played well the last couple of weeks, so he has surprised everything. They had a winnable situation last week that they didn't capitalize on, had some clock mismanagement. Matt Ryan is about to be put in the old folks home, but he may have 1 or 2 games left in him. But again, I don't see it being enough to overtake Dallas, because for the Colts to win, they have to keep the game extremely low scoring and execute at the end. They lost a winnable game to Philly, lost a winnable game last week, and I expect them to lose today in Dallas.
How about it? And we got the Saints versus Buccaneers.
Don't nobody care.
I knew it had to be one of these. Which one is
that? You saved the best for last.
Is it also garbage? I don't know.
Yes, it is all of the above. They both know where they can go and where they can put it. I'm gonna get some good sleep Monday night, because I don't have to worry about no Monday Night Football. But incidentally, Bucks.
Okay.
They'll be all right.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Yeah, definitely. Had to be one. I think so. I guess we covered them all except for did we do Buffalo and New England? I think we missed
that game was Thursday.
Okay.
Buffalo already took care of BIZ.
They sure did. Yeah. Wow. How about that? Well, do you still think they got a chance at anything? Buffalo doing it like that?
I mean, excuse me. If you were to project who's coming out of the AFC today, you'd say the Chiefs.
Okay.
Josh Allen coming into the season was an MVP candidate, and I went back and looked because obviously he's my fantasy quarterback. Remember, first 6 weeks, 6 games of the season, house of fire. Since the bye, come back down to earth. So I will say they have a very explosive ability on offense. Josh can hit some big plays to Stephon Diggs, Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe Davis, the other receivers. They brought in. Who did they trade for? Anyway, they got Nyheim Hines from the Colts in a trade to bolster the backfield along with Devin Singletary. Opportunistic defense. They've had some injuries on defense. Good kicker, Tyler Bass, and they're well coached. So listen, they can certainly right the ship and get there. But today, if you're projecting, you're saying Kansas City out of the AFC.
Well, there it is. So it sounds like you're pretty much looking at KC
and Philly. Yeah. Which is the Andy Reid Bowl, right? His current team, former team.
Wow. How about that? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I tell y'all, we're going to always bring you the real. And speaking of fantasy, we'll end on that. How you doing on fantasy? And also, I think you told me that that movie we talked about, Fantasy Football with Omari Hardwick, is out now. It's streaming or whatever.
Streaming on Paramount Plus. Have not seen it, but can't wait to. Yeah. And fantasy, both leagues winning. And I am selecting myself to win the title in both, sir. I'm calling it. I'm claiming it. Claiming it. It's God and this drink is my witness.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The man himself, Mr. Rise Up, with another.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, and we're going to go out on a commercial salute to the season you should be watching, Sherman Showcase. Season 2. Respect, peace, and love. ONYXCON. Let's go.
They call it unforgettable. What about that bird? He's cool. He's black.
Yo, keep blowing. Yo, keep blowing.
Who says you have to clap with the white parts of your hands?
Yo, keep blowing.
Really bang it.
This is painful, dog.
I agree. It's very painful.
Who are all you creepy people with them crazy blue eyes?
We are called Caucasians.